A Jaguar retailer today.
Good morning, America. And breaking news this morning, crisis at the border. President Trump doubling down on his zero-tolerance policy.
The United States will not be a migrant camp.
As calls grow from his own party to stop separating children from their parents. You will hear the recordings of children crying, asking for their mothers and fathers. That audio sparking an outcry. And the new images inside the facilities raising questions. More than 1,000 people crammed into what looked like cages. The crisis hitting a boiling point as President Trump now heads to Capitol Hill just hours from now for a crucial meeting on immigration.
Breaking overnight, flash flood emergency, dozens of rescues across the Midwest, people trapped in their cars as waters rise, and the halls of this Illinois hospital underwater. Now new warnings, more rain on the way. The state's in the bullseye right now. Summer pool danger. This video seen by millions, putting parents on edge. A toddler climbing a locked ladder, nearly reaching that above-ground pool. And this incident showing 2 other toddlers falling in, thankfully surviving. The steps to take to protect your children right now.
And Tiffany Haddish owning the stage at the MTV Movie and TV Awards, even having her own Meghan Markle moment. But the real showstopper, who Black Panther's Chadwick Boseman gave his award to, celebrating a real-life hero.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. Tiffany Haddish, always a good choice for a host. A lot of people talking about how funny she was and all the outfits she wore. That was probably my favorite, Meghan Markle. She also pulled the J-Lo right there. She pulled out all the stops, and we'll have a lot more on that.
That's an oldie but a goodie. Everyone remembers that
Yes.
J-Lo moment. All right, we have a lot to get to. It's a busy Tuesday morning here on GMA. We're going to begin with that growing crisis at the border. President Trump heading to Capitol Hill today as some members of his own party now add pressure for him to stop this after every living former First Lady came out against his policy.
And there are new images this morning showing what it's like inside those facilities where migrant children are being held, and that new audio of children reportedly separated from their parents is getting so much reaction this morning. ABC's Gio Benitez is at the border outside El Paso, Texas with the latest. Good morning, Gio.
Michael, good morning to you. Yeah, this here right now is a port of entry here in Tornillo, Texas. And just beyond that, I know it's dark, but just beyond that, there's a tent city where these families are being processed and some are separated. This morning, new video from inside the country's largest immigration processing facility in McAllen, Texas. 1,100 men, women, and young children crammed into what looked to be cages. Small bodies wrapped in plastic heating blankets, sleeping side by side behind metal fencing. Overnight on her Fox News show, Laura Ingraham facing criticism for comparing these conditions to camp.
Since more illegal immigrants are rushing the border, more kids are being separated from their parents and temporarily housed in what are essentially summer camps.
Her remarks come as child advocates release heartbreaking new audio. Purportedly recorded at an unspecified detention center and first obtained by ProPublica. You can hear what appears to be children sobbing for their parents. Then a voice that ProPublica says belongs to a Border Patrol agent. One girl begs agents to call her aunt. The administration says all children in federal care are well looked after.
We operate according to some of the highest standards in the country. We provide food, medical, education, and all needs that the child requests.
But Antar Davidson, who until last week worked at this facility in Arizona, tells ABC News he quit because of what he says he saw inside.
The shift leader called me over the radio and said, "Can you come? You need to come translate for these kids and tell them that they can't hug. Tell them the rule." These were 3 Brazilian siblings who had been separated from their mother the night prior. The 2 younger siblings are grasping the brother. Everyone is crying. The brother is trying to stay strong, but also just weeping.
Southwest Keys, the organization that runs the center where Davidson formerly worked, telling ABC News It has experienced, trained staff to provide comfort and counseling and to help the child feel more comfortable. Hugging is absolutely allowed. But that wasn't the experience of one of the premier pediatricians in the country. Dr. Colleen Kraft, head of the American Academy of Pediatrics, tells us not only was there no hugging in the shelter she toured, it was simply child abuse.
When these children are exposed to these toxic stress chemicals for long periods of time, without that caring adult to help them out, we know this disrupts their brain architecture and it disrupts their development.
Some kids separated from their families now ending up with American foster parents, like this couple in Michigan who asked us not to show their faces, taking care of a 10-year-old Guatemalan boy.
His father was then taken away in what he described as handcuffs behind his back. And our boy was then detained for 24 hours in a detention facility. But when he came to us, he was extraordinarily fearful. He was afraid to eat. He was afraid to look. His clothes were soiled. He wouldn't use the bathroom.
And now everyday people from across this country are raising money to help these migrant families. In fact, one couple in California has already raised more than $3.6 million in just 3 days, 84,000 people contributing to that Facebook campaign. Michael?
All right, Gio, this is just heart-wrenching to hear those cries from those children. And how are these families, how are they finally reunited?
Well, you know what? The government says that there's a phone number that these parents can call. As long as they haven't been transferred over to Immigrations and Customs, they can call this number, find out where their child is. The government says they'll eventually be reunited. We just don't know how long that'll take.
All right, thank you so much, Gio. David?
We're going to have to keep asking about that because there are reports that parents get deported and sometimes their children are left back here and they're not reunited. So we'll stay on this because the country is talking about this. The battle over the border making its way to Capitol Hill this morning. President Trump is preparing to meet with Republican lawmakers, some of whom now say that this zero-tolerance policy is going too far. Our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, is back on this morning for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, David, good morning to you. You know, President Trump says he doesn't like seeing these images of children in detention centers either, but he says it is up to Democrats to put a stop to this, even though many of the president's own allies say all he has to do is pick up the phone, make one phone call, and he himself could bring this to an end.
Overnight, the White House digging in. From Attorney General Jeff Sessions, no apologies.
We're doing the right thing. We're taking care of these children. They are not being abused.
The president himself not backing down either.
The United States will not be a migrant camp, and it will not be a refugee holding facility. Won't be.
President Trump again pushing his false claim that separating children at the border is required by law. A law he says Democrats can fix.
I say it's very strongly the Democrats' fault. They're they're really obstructionist.
But the reality, there is no law. Instead, this is a policy created by his administration, part of his zero-tolerance crackdown on illegal immigration. Past administrations allowed families to remain together while their cases were reviewed, even though the president's own chief of staff has said the separations are meant to deter undocumented immigrants.
Could be a tough deterrent. Would be a tough deterrent.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen bristled when asked if the administration is using these children as pawns.
Are you intending for parents to be separated from their children? Are you intending to send a message?
I find that offensive. No.
Have you seen the photos of children in cages? Have you heard the audio clip of these children wailing?
I have been to detention centers, and again, I would reference you to our standards. I would reference you to the care provided, not just by the Department of Homeland Security, but by the Department of Health and Human Services when they get to HHS.
But is that the image of this country that you want out there, children?
The image that I want of this country is an immigration system that secures our borders and upholds our humanitarian ideals. Congress needs to fix it.
But it is those very images now sparking widespread outrage. All four living former first ladies going public with their opposition, even members of the president's own party firing back. Senator John McCain calling the policy an affront to the decency of the American people and contrary to the principles and values upon which our nation was founded. And from Texas Senator Ted Cruz,
all of us who are seeing these images of children being pulled away from moms and dads in tears, we're horrified. This has to stop. Kids need their moms and dads.
Starting to hear from some Republicans on this as well. Cecilia with us live, and the president heads to the Hill today, Cecilia?
He does, for a closed-door meeting with House Republicans before they're set to vote this week on a number of these immigration proposals, some of which could end this family separation policy. Many of these Republicans, David, fearful that this issue, this controversy, could come back and hurt them come the midterms. The president could very easily get an earful today. You know, there's 2,000 children separated from their families so far. I got to tell you, David, being here every day, it feels like the fallout on this one is only just beginning.
Yeah, it's not going away. Cecilia, thank you. And this morning there is a new poll out on this. Where do Americans stand on separating children from their parents when they cross the border illegally? Well, apparently Americans oppose it by nearly a 2-to-1 margin. So let's get right to our chief political analyst, Matthew Dowd. He's in Texas. And Matt, bottom line here, you heard Cecilia report there that the president has repeatedly blamed Democrats for this. But this zero tolerance policy is something his administration has put into place. Homeland Security Secretary Nielsen saying that the only way it can end is through congressional action. But bottom line, is that true?
It's clearly categorically false. That is just totally untrue what she says. The president, in a 30-second phone call, a 1-minute meeting, or the stroke of his pen, could end this crisis. But the reason why he doesn't is he wants his wall, and he's using the kids right now as a hostage to get his wall paid for.
And Matt, we heard John McCain come forward overnight, Ted Cruz there in Texas moments ago. But here's what Democratic Senator Mazie Hirono said in the last 24 hours about lawmakers, particularly Republicans, in her words, who have not tried to stop this. Listen.
I hate to call them what they are exemplifying, like gutless wonders. They need to step up. This is a party that continues to talk about how family unity and all of that is so important. The word hypocrisy doesn't even begin to describe the fact that more of them have not come forward.
No question here, Matt, that the pressure is mounting. Is the president taking a risk here, or is he trying to speak to the base that got him elected? What's going on?
David, this is a huge risk. This is one of those moments as you watch in history that really fundamentally changes this. I think the president is wrong on the policy, but politically it's a really bad mood, and you could see beginning to fracture his support. Keep in mind he has 85% support among Republicans, but a third of Republicans are opposed to this policy. And his tactics that he's used thus far, which he's used before, is blame Democrats, blame Mexico, blame the media, aren't working. This is a huge political problem for the president.
All right, Matt Dowder, thanks to you, Cecilia and Gio, on this all for this morning. Thanks so much, Matt. Amy?
All right, David, we turn now to that major flash flooding across the Midwest. Severe storms causing major damage, forcing rescues like this one in Rockford, Illinois. Take a look at that. ABC's Alex Perez there with the very latest. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Amy. Luckily, that resident is going to be okay, but it was a rough night of flooding here across the Rockford area. Many areas, take a look, ended up just like this one, cars floating away in the flood. Overnight, a flash flood emergency. Drivers stranded, water rising inside a hospital. This was the scene in Rockford, Illinois. Water picking up and carrying away that car.
Hey, give me something to break the window.
People jumping into action, smashing the windows, an elderly man trapped inside. Everyone working together. Miraculously, the man pulled to safety.
My dad's a hero.
That Cadillac submerged nose first. Emergency crews are scrambling to the scene as more stranded drivers wait to be rescued. This man out of his car waving at drivers to stop.
Our hospital is flooding.
And check out the halls of Mercy Health Hospital. Water streaming through the hallways.
There's a river here. The water's not stopping.
Trash floating through, patients evacuated overnight. And in Wisconsin, a state of emergency has been declared after a dam failure. Raging water can be seen pouring right through the broken dam, flowing for miles downstream across the border into Minnesota. And just to give you an idea, residents here got about 5 inches of rain in 3.5 hours. Many residents here are now beginning that process of assessing the damage. Amy?
Oh, so many frightening images. Thank you so much, Alex. And unfortunately, those storms are not going away in the Midwest. There are new concerns now about flash flooding, and Ginger has been tracking it all for us. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, Amy. You get that type of event from training thunderstorms, and I think today along this stationary front as the low moves through a place like Fort Dodge, Iowa, just north of Des Moines, or Storm Lake, could see more than 4 inches and see similar things. Also, we're watching in Galveston, Texas. It looks very tropical because it is. We've got a ton of rain, more than 7 inches already in Beaumont. 3 to 5 overall, up to 10, Michael, could fall in that same area tortured by Harvey.
All right, thank you, Ginger. Beaumont, that's my family area right there. We're going to go overseas now to new developments following President Trump's historic summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un visiting China this morning. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has all the latest. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Michael. Kim is back on the world stage after that major debut in Singapore with President Trump. Kim's third visit to China in recent months, North Korea's key ally and main source of trade.
Overnight, new video of a motorcade on the streets of Beijing, believed to be Kim Jong-un in China. Kim will reportedly brief China's president on his historic meeting with President Trump just last week. Among the few concrete agreements made during that summit, the cancellation of the so-called war games.
I wanted to stop the war games. I thought they were very provocative, but I also think they're very expensive.
The Pentagon and South Korean military officials now both confirming a joint military drill scheduled in August between South Korea and the U.S. now canceled, something both North Korea and China had been asking the U.S. to do for years.
Kim's visit to China comes as Trump threatens yet another round of tariffs, $200 billion worth in a brewing trade war between China and the U.S. Guys.
Hey, and Martha, we're hearing the president announcing he's ordered the creation of a space force. Tell us about that.
Exactly. You know, the Air Force handles space right now, but President Trump says he wants the Pentagon to begin the process of forming a sixth branch of the military, Space Command. Let's listen.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. We are going to have the Air Force and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal.
In a